Hey, what's going on, y'all? Back with another one, back with another one, back with another one, back with another one. Let me get started real quick. Let me get started real quick. I'm going to share this out for a minute. Let's see everybody come through. Let me get set up for a minute. Post this up real quick. Yeah. I was looking at a week live stream. We're talking about is political ideologies, are they a thing of the past or more relevant? Let's see what we get in here. We get in the chat. Let me get inside. Let me get inside the room for a minute. And this is coming on a notice, but tomorrow, Thursday Thrills, we're going to be right at it again. So let me get my settings right. Okay. This is not entertainment, education. Let's see. Nonprofit. Let's go nonprofit. Yeah. Okay. Are they a thing of the past? To be honest with you, I think they are because it's pretty much are they thing of the past. I mean, I just had a thought when I did this title. This is my actual content. I always talk about politics and things like that. And our the political ideologies, are they a thing of the past? To me, I say yes, because I think people get caught up in different ideologies. I mean, I talked about them last year. I talked about the biggest one, they don't talk about it. A certain individual called himself a utilitarian black pill, but it's actually a concept that was already used in the Victorian era. But shouts out to Cerulean for that one. But that's excellent research right there. And I did more extension on research. The reason I did those pre-records in the beginning of last year and all of last year and did live streams on it, then you could see the actual stuff. They the ones birthed the liberal concepts. Even his wife, John Stuart Mill. I can go on and on, but you got these pillar dudes in the manosphere, so-called manosphere 2.0, what the legendary wacky world was saying, but they use these ideologies for certain textures, try to trick people to get into their little bullshit, right? And we break down other ideologies like conservatism, liberalism, and things like that nature. So I'm just saying, like, are they relevant? Are they more relevant? Or are they a thing of the past? Because some people think, are they relevant now? Or are they just a thing of the past? People don't need them. Because it's just a question for y'all in the chat. Because this is not a open discussion. This is not a open panel. This is a discussion. Y'all can answer in the chat. Do you think they're more relevant more relevant now, or they're a thing in the past? I'm just asking a question. This is kind of like a question stream, and I'll pull certain philosophies that matter, and then I talk about certain ones recent. I would say last year, and I think early this year. I'm going to get into what is it? What is it? What is it? What's the one? What's the one? What's the one? Political world systems. I did 28 of these. I already talked about fascism, totalitarianism, and anarchism. That's long overdue. Egalitarianism, yes. Communitarianism is the one. That one. Communitarianism. Um, I talked about contractualism. I talked about all that stuff. Is it the stuff that matters, like communitarianism that deals with community and things like that, and or contractualism is similar to that. Sub ideologies like that. So the reason I talk about these topics, I think they're important because that's what people are moving forward to. So a lot of people that get stuck on the L and the C a lot is because they've been manipulated and brainwashed by this matrix system that we're in. So that's the politics that you see back and forth, back and forth. So I'm not really too keen on people what they're saying right now. So it's pretty much the same old, same old. So I think some of them are a thing of the past. Some of them are more relevant, I would say. But are they more relevant though? Are they more relevant in the current society where people got their attentions on and spewing and whatnot? I know people are just getting in tune and tuning in. So it's not gonna be a very long one, but it's gonna be like a 2 hour. I might go on for 2 hours. We'll see, because this stuff is very nuancy. So I'm just saying, like, that's the thing. But people on short notice, and that's that's how it is. So everybody's doing their thing. So yeah, salute. And like I said, man, like are they more relevant today, or are they a thing of the past? So me, I think they're a thing of the past. You got the most of the ideologies I've seen and studied. I think they're a thing of the past. But you do got um the ones that are relevant. The ones not talking about. I think communitarianism is another one, and then you got a subgenre, a sub ideology of that. That'd be called contractualism. I think those are important to talk about because that's a new thing countering utilitarianism and things like that. But people don't talk about it as much. I think they're important because these liberal ideologies are still alive because of this philosophy of utilitarianism society. You got to look at what it is. I'm just saying, it's just pretty much it's the hand of the coffin. I'm not saying many people are in it, but it takes time. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really worried about certain individuals and things like that nature. And that's just how it is. Shit. And then I'm just out here looking for the things that I see. So, yeah. Man, I'm not really tripping. Oh man, it's wild. Y'all wild on this community thing, my subscription list. But shouts out to Tampa about old boy crying like a bitch. I can't stand that motherfucker. Always want to, and he don't even give a fuck about them brown people like that. Let's just keep 1,000 with you. Who's this? Just out here wanting attention, and it's just what it is. I think mostly are they relevant in time? I mean, some are, but I just believe it to be true that most people they just get caught up in the moment as we speak. But it's like, yeah, but it's just like people gonna be who they are, and I think politics is one thing that I talk about deeply on here, especially on here because it's a interesting climate because the C virus is running people crazy. People's looking at different philosophies where they trying to hustle game on you. Oh, here goes the word game, but nobody likes that word, but let's keep it trail on here. But yeah, the T word tricking, tricking people. That everybody's always tricking people around here, but I ain't tricking nobody. I ain't got nothing to play tricks for. Silly rabbit tricks are for kids. But nothing. I'm gonna be serious. But I'm just saying, are they more relevant than they are now? Because I think most people get caught up in the wrong shit. And that's what you got to look at, and so far and so forth. I had to pause my shit on the screen because I got to finish this import export. About done with the game and stuff, but and I was looking at the politic aspect of it too because they had a talk radio on this game too. I used to listen to years ago. It's called WCTR. It's a West Coast talk radio, and then instant ideologies they put in the game. They put the liberals, the typical arguments, left and right bullshit. I was young. I used to buy into that, but once I got older and studied what their concept were, it's a whole different ball game. The older I got, the more I read different things, and I did that in my early 20s, and still do now. It's just I'm still doing more research. I don't do it's like I normally do, but I ain't been distracted with the news. But news is still talking about the Ukraine shit. That's what's holding people back. Because once you talk about that Ukraine shit, that leads you into no man's land. But like I said before, I said to begin, this is some of the things that you got to see what's going on And I believe that people just get caught up on the wrong shit. But I know people are upset, yeah, the whores are winning and everything else, but you can't just get caught up on that all the time. I think that's like a little distraction. And that's the whole point of people get misled. And the reason I did that stream is that a bygone age. And this is like a semi serious connected to my actual content. I just want to talk about is that really matter? Because the Nigerian thing, like they can't be an empire. I just told y'all five things what's hurting them and falling back. That's an interesting subject to talk about. So I believe this is the type of stuff that we need to talk about. So one thing I can say about it in so many words, how can we function as a society that you have these things long term, right? And I'm just like, hey, I understand that people are going to talk about the little certain topics and things like that, but the politics, the political aspect, it's really important that that affects everybody everyday lives. I just don't see the factor that people are just slowing down. So the ideology is there, but do they really matter? Are they really potent? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying anything negative or bad. It's just you get what you get because you got people just talking about stuff and they just out here rambling and there they are. But I'm just saying, like, is this stuff really matter? People are on here just changing. But one thing I can give y'all is it more relevant nowadays? I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think it is. I mean, some of them are, but the majority of it, no. I think they're a thing of the past because for me, I think they're a thing of the past is because a lot of them is outdated. No one really cares about getting into it with people, especially political arguments. I mean, I had my fun in the day, and it just goes to show you things have changed and things has moved different, especially now in the climate of this sorry website, and especially Google and YouTube. Like they censoring everybody with an absolute thought, and it's pretty much the same old, same old. I'm not buying into the bullshit that what people are into. It's just like I mean, I'm not on the quest for that. I'm not on the quest for that. But you got people just want to be seen and be heard on some dumb shit. But that's okay. That's okay. We seen a lot of shit being partaken as that. So it's pretty much like, okay, that's just how it is. I mean, you gotta understand something. I don't understand that how people just get caught up in all these new ideologies and thinking that's paramount, and then when it becomes if it ages well, then it gets more is it relevant or not? I'm just saying it for observation. Are they relevant or not? Because really, when I was talking about the utilitarianism concept, but this grandmaster motherfucker named BGS, and I was asking him a question about utilitarianism, and I actually did the research. Now he tried to conflate the ideology, but I do my own research, unlike these niggas, and that's why I came with those topics, and they became my Wednesday content because I had to do something for Wednesday. Because Wednesday, what my content would be on Wednesday? Oh, let's talk about what I really talk about, the historical stuff and a mixture of politics and a little bit of current events during the rest of the weeks. That's part of my content too, but I'm just getting to start what if I do panels like that, I just talk about current events, what's going on in the world, little politics, little sports in there and there, and the connection and build it up what I actually talk about on this channel. Because on Wednesdays, it's just the actual content. I just go straight to the ideologies, what people believe, and then in these weird concepts, they get these demands, they just go crazy with it, right? And you expect people to expect more to do real content. So normally I don't see people changing anytime soon. So the stuff that you hear and the stuff that you with or time is pretty much the same. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the most important thing that you want to hear. He said the most common political ideologies, yeah, are they relevant? I already know liberal conservatives kind of outdated because people don't really care for it because they keep conflating the terms, and I tell them what it really is because liberals want the small shit, conservatives want the big shit. That's pretty much what I see now from my observation. The older I got, the more I realize that's how I understand politics. But when I read certain things, that matters to a certain degree. So you're pretty much in a limbo here. So I'm not saying what's going on, but it's pretty much the same what I hear. I'm not really mad at what's going on, but I think people understand where I stand on certain things politically. You just got to get used to it because certain things you just like look at it like, okay, this is what we're here. Why I'm here talking about it in an extensive way. So when you talk about these ideologies, do they really matter in the future? And I said some, but most of them, no, no. I just think why people are thinking about it. Yeah, and that's just what it is. But you can't really say anything no more. Like some people say it's a conservative issue, they getting censored. Technically, they've been well, I wouldn't say they've been censored for years, but I don't think they're that censored. They have a platform called Rumble. Me and Wacky talked about this. This is a relation to Sunday Madness and why I did this topic. And this is a combination of things. And the one I just recently did a stream on bygone ages. And to me, they become bygone because there's no real free thought of thinking what's really going on, and then I pick the side of the absolute truth because I'm not narrow-minded. Narrow-minded people, are they narcissists? Yes, absolutely. But I'm not that narrow-minded. Now, sometimes you got some narrow-minded people are not narcissists, but they have an open mind on other areas. But I'm narrow-minded to certain things when it comes to knowledge, but outside of it, I'm very open-minded. I may be narrow minded probably on several things, how I look at relationships, politics, and things like that. Outside of that, I'm very open minded. I don't really get into politics as much like I used to because I used to go head and head in the early 20 teens and in the late 2000s. I was real serious about it. A lot of dudes weren't really serious about it, like you see now. I kind of stopped talking about it, but I talk about it on my Wednesday content as y'all hearing now. Does it really matter? Does it really matter at this point? So that's just that's just what it is, man. Like I've really looked at things from that integral perspective. But people are going to be who they are. You know, when you do streams and you study stuff, and then when I pull out links, you really get into the meat and the gist of what's going on. So I'll give you example. I'll give you example. I'll give you example. Let me see right here. We got existentialism, cynicism, and things like that. And we talk about nihilism over here as well. Let's talk about cynicism for a minute. Let's get into it for a minute because I want y'all to understand that where I'm coming from with this. Yeah, I'm gonna drop y'all some little heat real quick. I'm gonna take myself out of it real quick. I'm gonna take myself out of it real quick. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Introduction. Cynicism is an ancient Greek ethical doctrine which holds that the purpose of life is to live a life of virtue in agreement with nature, which calls only the bare necessities required for existence. This means rejecting all conventional desires for health, wealth, power, and fame, and living a life free from all possessions and property. However, rather than retreating from society, cynics should live in the a full glare of the public gaze and would be quite indifferent in the face of any insults which might result from their unconventional behavior. But there requires a continuous training of both mind and the body. To and an addiction of responsibility, a nihilistic lifestyle, Here we go. And the cynics believe that the world belongs equally to everyone, and that suffering is caused by false judgments of what is of valuable, and then by the worthless customs and conventions which surround in society. They also said their job is as an acting as their watchdog of humanity, to evangelizing the hound people about the error of their ways. But they were particular critical of anyhow a show of greed which they viewed as a major cause of suffering. Many of their ideas were later absorbed into Stoicism. So, nihilistic lifestyle means destruction, right? Cynic is like Greek philosophy and things like that, right? Don't mind the ads. I know they got a little gear on them. And we talk about nihilism, of course, position, lotters and things like that in that nature. So you pretty much got what you got, right? And you have these things. So, yeah, without objective meaning, purpose, comprehensible truth, or essential value. But it asserts that there is no responsible proof of the existence of a higher ruler or creator, and that the true morality does not exist, that objective secular ethics are impossible. Therefore, the life has, in a sense, no truth, no action is objectively preferable to any other. The term nihilism was first popularized by the novelist Ivan Tregonwell in 1818 and 1883. Art movements such as Dada and Futurism, and of philosophical movements like existentialism, postmodernism, post secularism, and deconstructionism have all been identified by commentators as nihilistic at times in various contexts. Nihilism differs from skepticism in that skepticism does not reject claims to the truth outright. It only rejects these claims if there is insignificant empirical evidence to support them. So it's pretty much what nihilism is. And then we got cynicism and breaks down very nihilistic view and things like that. So that's the stuff that I've talked about. Enough of that. I just showed y'all little something, something, little something, something. But it's pretty much like, that's what I talk about. I normally talk about the bitter of the two of the opposite of utilitarianism and nihilism. So I want to push that so hard as my main content because I already talked about the historical stuff and ideologies and the build up, what we believed in, and then I try to extend it on to the live stream. So it's pretty much the same that y'all always had. I just pretty much looking at it from that angle. You know what I'm saying? Like I've noticed a lot of people don't speak on it in depth about these ideologies and do the proper research that is needed. You know what I'm saying? Like you have these things and it's verified. So this is not really an open discussion. It's an open discussion, and I'll talk to y'all in the chat room. I'm not open, no panels, no nothing. I'll do that tomorrow. Thursday thrills and Sundays is usually I let people on and whatever. But this one is not no call in. So but if you ask for it, that's fine. But I'm not doing this regularly. You know what I'm saying? There's other places that you need to go to. The tonight's not the night, but tomorrow night but no screenshots. I'm gonna tell you, no screenshots. Just to warn y'all, no screenshots. So it's like you got this stuff, and you expect more and more. So let me see something real quick. And before I'm gonna still keep talking, but I gotta get some of these off the board because I'm on the prowl. I'm on the prowl. I'm on the prowl. I don't think I delete them on the phone and shit. And just yeah, it was a lot of bullshit. Yeah, a lot of bullshit. A lot of bullshit. Yeah, it's pretty much, because that's gonna be the next week. But this week, I gotta see some bullshit lately. But I had to keep up what's going on. On sorry YouTube, what you niggas talking about, and conversation with the idiots and things like that. And it's just something, man. And Daquan Wilshire said them trolls, them people on Twitter is stupid. They don't know nothing about politics. I don't listen to Twitter or idiots on there. I really just stick to myself and just keep it pushing. It ain't shit on the internet where I will talk to these idiots about, especially the ones, YouTube, they can come in and discuss and counter my arguments and things like that. So I I don't see any worth arguing people about political ideologies. Are they relevant or not? Or they're just a thing of the past? That's just my question. It's a question stream, but it's pretty much what I've been saying for the longest. And I know people trying to say YouTube scholars and things like that, but don't pay no mind. It's just like, yeah, man. He wants to shoot a fade with DL Hughley. Niggas worrying about shooting a fade. Niggas is hoes, bro. And that's just what it is, bottom line. But you gotta understand something real quick, because some people they just gonna be on here talking and doing their things and just be mindful of things that's coming around. You know what I'm saying? But it takes time. But that's just something to look forward to. I'm not really emotion acting crazy, but let me see what's going on here. Yeah, I'm just gonna look at here for a quick. What's going on in here? Okay, good, 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 good. It's Wednesday nights is kind of wild. It's kind of wild Wednesday nights because I know everybody's waiting for Thursday Thrills tomorrow. Because Thursday Thrills is one of those things I talk about current events, modern events that's related on this state that I live in and other places, and pretty much the same bullshit. We talk about it a lot. But I don't know what's going on overseas, but I'll say the war in Ukraine and Russia. That's all they're gonna talk about. They talk about other things, so we ain't gonna get into it that much. But yeah, I just talk about the the ideologies in that aspect, and you see this all the time. And I've been getting different things on my timeline on YouTube, so I'm not really entrenched with the news like that lately. So it's been a minute. So it's just like, yeah, found some videos. Man, man, that's just that's crazy. And people are doing their thing. People are doing their thing. So that's what you got, and that's what you're seeing. So that's the thing about YouTube. You keep doing it long term, like I have. I've been doing this for a while, so y'all gotta forgive me because most of the shit that I've seen was in due time. So it's not something that I've really pondered or anything else. Y'all just got to look at it from what it is. So yeah, then there's that moment in the world. You just got to look at it for what it is, and yeah, I'm just looking at it for what it is. But I get what people are saying, because you just look at this stuff and you just like, hey, we're here, we're entrenched. I think some people just got to understand that when you talk about political ideologies, you get into that moment and you be like, all right, this is the stuff that you hear a lot. So one thing I can tell y'all, when you talk about politics as much as I do, I talked about it like extensively like last year, and then I've got into a whole conversation with conservatism, break that down, do the research, and people didn't know this shit and that, and they want to see you debate a white person. I'm like, man, I ain't got time to debate no white people. Last time I debated a white person or any other race, that was back in 2012 and prior. Like, you niggas is lame. Like, they used to say that shit last year, and that got on my fucking nerves. Like, nigga, y'all shut the fuck up with that shit. Y'all niggas, why don't y'all debate them? If y'all say you better than them, get the fuck out of here. See, I hate people like that. You know what I'm saying? This ain't 2012, nigga. This is the later part, the mid part of 21st century, goddamn it. No one gives a fuck. Okay? The shit that y'all talking about, you niggas ain't really built like that in a debate. So stop it. Stop it. I mean, I that used to get on my nerves while I was on a particular channel. I mean, we had those discussions. I mean, we talked about other shit too, but when it came to politics, I was the man to talk about politics. I'm sorry, man. I'm well versed on that subject and history and shit. That's my bread and butter. I'm sorry. I'm always gonna talk about. I may not get paid for. I don't care. I criticize all these idiots in the political world. That's all I do, and I show shots and articles and shit. But I'm not gonna play no video so they can strike my ass. I ain't got time for that because they on some bullshit. Because if it was some really satire, I'll roast how pathetic they sound. They can't take no criticism. They're worse than these bitch ass celebrities. You know what I'm saying? But most people be on some fuck shit and they deal with bullshit. Want to talk about the hoe ass shit on the internet. And that's why this site is washed. We said this. Was it last Sunday? I believe it was last Sunday we talked about it. They ain't talking about a damn thing. They get over there distracted by the same bullshit that people's oppressing them, and then there they are in the ground and look and the wish that life was going to be, and then there they are. Same old bullshit. Same old bullshit. And this just shows you that how inconsistent people are, especially niggas. Niggas been inconsistent since day one. And they just don't want to deal with it. They talk about all this political shit, but they ain't really about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really tripping about no one else here. Show me an example of what y'all done in recent and 5 to 10 years past. Not a goddamn thing. Y'all didn't put in the work. Talk all this slick shit, but can't back it up when the pressure cooks on you, especially in person. Y'all ain't built like that. I'm sorry. It's just when y'all saying something like, why don't you debate? Like, who gives a fuck about debating a white person? He can't debate himself. He has to use judges to cheat for him. You know what I'm saying? They do it all the time, bro. Like, politics been dirty. Ain't got nothing to do with what you say, beliefs. Can you cheat? That's how you win. Ain't got nothing to do with no collective oligarchs. No, it's a group of men controlling the oligarchs. They're not as powerful as y'all think. Ain't got nothing to do with the Heavenly Father. The Heavenly Father let Esau destroy this damn world. He's doing a great fucking job, and there's not nothing we can do about it. They need to get off that. That's that bullshit talking. Let's deal with reality. How people say I deal with reality. I deal with it all the time, especially on this shit. I don't really care. This is the internet, but I deal with reality. I speak on the reality of what's going on, but it's true, and I actually make that as content. But you got people that's going to hate you regardless of what you're going to do anyway. So this year has been interesting because last year, I talked about this stuff extensively and it wasn't getting any traction. And I realized, let me talk about this. Are they a thing of the past or are they more relevant? To me, I don't think they're more relevant. They're a thing of the past, bygone age. And some people say, "Oh, what about this person, that person?" I don't give a fuck about that person. That's just really what it is. So you got these people thinking I'm going just gonna disappear, but like, no, I pick and choose when I leave. Especially this shit, because I mean, this shit is like, they live streaming and doing things like this, and I'm like, what's the point? You know what I'm saying? But that's the whole purpose of me talking about what you hear from and things like that nature. So it's just what I see, and then again, people are gonna be who they are. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not really trying anything. Are they a thing of the past? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because I think some of them are a thing in the past and people don't really care for it long term. And it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do. So I'm not worried about what's going on long term and just keep it moving. So, this stuff doesn't stop me from doing what I'm doing. And I'm enjoying it because I'm getting to see where people stand on political things. You got people flip flopping, they're this and that. And then on the other side, where they have liberal tendencies the whole time. So none of these so-called conservatives, well, fake conservatives, they are nothing but liberals. You ask me, with liberal weak ass concepts, and they try to say Trey MBD's about to go to prison. He was not. He was just a stupid nigga out there, and then he would have told, and he can't keep a secret. So no, they offered his ostracized his ass. Uh, he was forced by MLT. I was there when that shit happened, and it backfired. Several instances, man. You know what it was. So I just say it and I say it before I say it again. Most of the time people are just gonna buy into what they hear from other people and they think that's the word of mouth and word of God. But it's technically not true. So you gotta deal with this stuff, man. That's the stuff that you have to deal with long term. So I'm just saying, so many words. So let me look at something real quick. Okay, let me check something, and it's 37 minutes in. It's almost two. We got a couple more minutes. It'll be like an hour. All right, let me step away from real quick, y'all. I'll be right back. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back at it again. All right. Where was I? Political content. All right. So the ideologies they do matter in a certain degree, but they're really the thing of the past. I think most people don't really care because when I talk about them extensively, because the last thing I did was they wasn't really feeling the last time I was talking about it. So I kind of stopped doing those exercises. They were good for a while. I just want y'all to look at certain playlists, and it mattered. It mattered to a certain extent. So you pretty much seeing what's going on. And I'm not really tripping about what's going to happen or whatnot. So when you look at these things, you got to look at the big picture. So yeah, it's not something that I feel like it needs changing. No, it needs to change. It's just one of those things you just got to look at it from that angle and whatnot. So I'm not really surprised that people still believe in certain things. So you know what I'm saying, and that's it. So when you have those political ideologies, you're there. So let me see something real quick because I'm looking at some content. Sort of see. I mean, it's nothing to talk about, to be honest with you. But are they a thing in the past, or are they more relevant now? To me, I think they're a thing in the past. It's pretty much. So it's pretty much the same old same old. Let me take this. Let me take this. I'm gonna keep this up. Okay, import export. I'm gonna take that down for a minute, just for a minute. I gotta see something. Then I'll put it back up because I wanna make sure. Let me see something real quick. Oh, excuse me, y'all. Burp through the damn microphone and shit. Let me see something real quick. Let me see something real quick. All right. Y'all give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Yeah, yeah. I want to see what's going on here. My little feed. Oh, I got a couple of pre-records. They okay. I gotta get back on them. I gotta talk about some shit. I can still do that, but live streaming is the thing. You know. Yeah, I know people don't really care, but that's okay. You know, Thursdays is kind of one of those things. Damn. I mean, how many haven't responded? Okay, that's why I'm blocked. I don't care. Okay, okay. So let's go to the political. I gotta see some of the things that might add. Is it not getting paid for it? Okay, good, good. I gotta look at some things real quick. I'm just tinkering in my little studio. So pretty much is, you know, I'm in the double digit land, so don't expect much. That was like in June. Yeah. I know niggas was hating at the time. I don't give a shit. Oh man, it's pretty much bad this year. Like the early part of this year's bad, but the rest of it's gonna be good because the pandemic, everybody's gonna be stuck in here. Or it gets cold, I won't have these troubles. It's pretty much the same. Like I've not really, and when I did contractualism, man, that ratio was bad. I was talking my shit and I kind of slipped. I kind of stopped. And this was somewhere around April 20th, 420. Yeah, that was a bad moment right there. I admit that. That one I admit. The first contractualism was good. I don't know what happened on the 13th. It went really well. And then I got more views on the second one and it just dropped. So don't get me started with that one. That I was done with that conversation after that. And then I did the dollar conspiracy. I was listening to Duke the Don and things like that. He was talking about the dollar's going to something happen. Now, they've been saying that for years. There ain't nothing happening, that motherfucker. I mean, these niggas is, man, they so weird. It's not even fucking funny. Niggas is weird, bro. And then I was looking at the pandemic views. I was like, okay, we're gonna we're gonna keep it as it is. So people are gonna be who they are. And that's how I look at it. And totalitarianism didn't get that much, but it's normal. And I talked about it, and you know what I'm saying. But it it just took for what it was. So I'm not really keen on it. It's just like, hey, we're here, so I'm not really, you know, anarchism and things like that. But we're not gonna get into it. It's just it is what it is. I know people are not going to see me like this all the time, but I just learned to accept it. And oh shit, something done happened. They got tired, huh? They got tired of me. I know what it was. I know what it was. I know what it was. I got some new people. It's a lifetime. I gotta see something first. I gotta see something first. Who's okay? Who's on here? I gotta see something real quick because you got some weird motherfuckers doing some weird shit. Okay, just checking. I've been getting trolls, bro. Like, hey, I've been getting a lot of trolls. So you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, these bots. I've been getting them on Twitter. It's a lot of them be trolling these these catfish accounts. So I'm gonna leave my shit on. I'm gonna leave my shit on because yeah, my laptop on the night. I want to get strike. I want to turn it on because that lead into my shit. Yeah, I can't stand. And I gotta finish Literacy Stories too. Oh shit. It's gonna be one of those nights. I know people gonna catch it on replay. I'm not stopping because this is like what, nine something, and I'm just like, that's bottom line. So we got an hour, so we're gonna talk about politics right now. So we ain't really tripping, but you know, got into my actual shit. Okay. Yeah, political ideologies, yeah, they're a thing in the past for me, they are. Oh shit. It's fucking Oh man. I know everybody's going in because Wednesdays is usually my days, and it still is. I'm on keep them. I gotta come up with some political topics, but let me look at this hoe right here. Yeah, don't mind me. I'm just on my bullshit. Off off topic a little bit, off kiltered. So I gotta see what it is. So I gotta look at it. He said, "Wet your beard." Yep. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Some people have their little moments. Twins. Oh Lord, we ain't gonna get into it. But like I said, and I said it again, but politics is just one thing. And I was just, pausing. I was just scrolling to my phones and shit. I gotta see what's going on in the news because I'm looking at some bullshit right now. So don't pay me no mind. But I'm so obsessed. Uh, but I heard something interesting. GTA 6 or the new GTA, Rockstar just announced they're gonna go back to the ways of DLC. Everybody's sick of the online. Let's see what's on the current news. Let's see what's in the news. Because I don't watch the news. I don't watch the bullshit American news and all that. Post politics now after the losing Wyoming. Shanae says she. Walensky citing botched pandemic response calls for the CDC reorganization. New York Times. Trump CFO to plead guilty testified against the company. Oh shit, they going after. Okay, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis sued by outside state prosecutor Andrew Warren. Weeks before Mar-a-Lago surge, ex-Trump Dodd official vowed to publish classified documents. Okay. Marquette poll shows that Mandela Barnes was 7-point lead over U.S. Senate Ron. U.S. prosecutors should weigh releasing more Trump search details, Bolton says. Oh, they all out on Trump. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about that. I ain't trying to get that motherfucker shot. Fuck that dude. Well, Walensky citing the botched pandemic response calls for CDC's reorganization. Among other flaws, public guidance during the C virus pandemic was confusing and overwhelming, the agency said. By the goal is new public health, action oriented culture, CDC, emphasize accountability, collaboration. Oh, she's on the fire. Prevention on Wednesday delivered a sweeping rebuke of her agency's handling of the C virus pandemic, saying it had failed to respond quickly enough, of blah overhauled and all that. Yeah, basically, ain't much. I'm not really interested in the bullshit, but that's what you got in the news, and then they talk about Trump, so it's enough here. I'm done. I'm done speaking on it. So it's pretty much sad, And here's something in the current news: WSB TV, that's in Atlanta. Georgia mother arrested after police said she pepper sprayed bus full of elementary school children. Oh wow, Glenn County, Georgia. A Georgia mother has been arrested. Blah. Oh god, this bullshit. Steam makes a small change. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm gonna watch some bullshit tonight, so I'm gonna get some screenshots for y'all. I'm gonna get some screenshots for y'all. I'm gonna watch this whole tonight because I know she's gonna say pineapple. Her name is something such. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. I'm gonna have to sped up. It's gonna be an hour real soon. We're gonna stay in the hour mark. And I'm gonna hit it with 2 hours, and I'm gonna cut this into 2 hours because normally I do my content like 2 hours. I gotta get my 2 hours in. I'll see if people that's gonna come through tonight in the chat because it is a thing of the past. I mean, people are not really caring about if you're conservative or liberal now. Most people don't really care about that shit. That shit's dead. See what's happening to your boy, so-called Trump, because to me, he's a liberal. He's not a conservative. A true conservative would never act under pressure, lie, and steal money from people. I said it's time and time again, leave that shit alone, defending this motherfucker. You going down with him. It's that Alex Jones shit. So they kind of cutting you down with y'all's bullshit. So it's pretty much. Plus, I'm going to switch something real quick. Hold on. I got to get into my other one. I sound crystal clear with this one. So let me turn this one down. Yeah. Yeah. Whew. Got a little darker. Gonna sound darker today. Yeah. I turned the other one down. I'm gonna give it a little rest. Y'all give me a second. I'm gonna go on mute. Yeah. Now I sound darker in a little bit. It's pretty much, not everybody's in here. So I got it shut. I got everything shut. So, mostly in politics, you look at the things that you hear, and mostly here is the stuff that you hear all the time, right? And that's just want to see, it's bumping noises out here. Let me turn the pad on. Yeah. So it's pretty much I just think of something real quick. I know I sound a little muffled, a little dark, but yeah, back on the more relevant thing is conservatism and liberalism is not relevant as they think they should. Some people think they are, but they're really not. I mean, people on different viewpoints and politics and things like that. Because anytime they use conservative liberal, the ones that they know the CNL doctrine, it's been overused. I mean, on live streams, you got people that have these notorious runs and panels and bullshit, but never address the real issue. Fuck shit kind of rules YouTube. So YouTube is kind of broken. It's a sorry ass platform that doesn't talk about real political stuff like I do. I mean, I'm the only one that can speak on it, and I can debate people, whatever. Like I said, oh, this guy's a nobody. Da, da, da. You know how many times I heard that bullshit? It don't matter. People gonna watch my shit on the replay, and I'm telling you, people are gonna listen. It takes time. So people pick and choose when they're gonna do it. If they catch me, they catch me. But if you're distracted by bullshit, you're not learning anything. So I didn't think I made this educational, but I made it nonprofit. This is like a nonprofit type activism stream. So I'm actually speaking my mind on this one. Next one's gonna be educational because it's gonna be you're gonna be learning something. So every Wednesday I'll have something, and people be interested in the topic. It's pretty much what you have and whatnot. So basically, I'm just saying like a lot of people ain't gonna fuck with me regardless of what I'm saying because it's me. Now, if it was somebody else, they would be all right, you cool and this and that. No, motherfucker, you just don't like my ass for saying it. You don't like me what I'm saying all the time. But you got a lot of people like that. And I've noticed that when I talk about political stuff on YouTube, it's an issue. It's competition. Niggas want to be the man to say it. When I told Mr. Fittinelli, aka Mr. Fantastic, I crushed him on that George Floyd shit, and that nigga you never see him do a fucking content again. And where is he at? Ain't nobody fucking with that dude, boy. He's still bothered by it. He ain't at the LBM Coliseum. I ran that bitch ass nigga up out of there, bro. Tell you, these niggas is soft as butter, man. They buttermilk to me. They soft as butter. They soft as buttermilk like cakes, bro. Like these dudes, they talk all this big shit, but they ain't really about shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm so tired of the bullshit of the fake conservatism, and then and just gonna admit they're fucking liberals that want small shit. That's all they want. So it's pretty much the same old shit that I've seen all the time. So you know, let me see how loud I am. Hold on for a minute. And that's just how because oh, I'm clipping real hard right here. Okay, yeah, got the white noise. Yeah, I gotta turn that down. Yeah, that's the headphones. How loud it is. Yeah, good volume. Yeah, I pad that out. Sorry about that. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. So I hear myself a little bit. Y'all forgive me, but I was tweaking right there. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Oh, good evening. What's going on, UD? What's going on? But it's just like I see this all the time. Like, are they really relevant at this point? But you got dudes claiming they're conservative all the time, and I've seen this a lot. I've seen this on various streams, and I've noticed that even last year when I was talking about it. Like, I'm glad I did the playlist of conservatism and broke it down, and certain individuals on the panel. Shouts out to them. And this is pretty much what I've been saying the whole time, but you got people got caught up with this game versus non-game shit, and the women's just laughing at your ass. And I'm glad I said about the bygone ages. This matters sometimes. Sometimes you just got to accept the fact that things happen. Things happen all the time because normally you just got to look at it for what it is. And I'm just like looking like, look, this is stuff that y'all on. I'm just on this time with y'all and just say, hey, look, I'm here for it all the time, and then you just got to expect more, for certain individuals. So really, I'm just like, okay, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing, right? So it's like I'm not really tripping off of it anything. So I'm just gonna connect something real quick, and it's just like I'll try to make sure this is all whatever. So yeah, I'll end it off with that. So yeah, and that's just what it is, and I'm not really thinking about what's going on or things like that. But it's just like, you know when you get into this moment, and then when you talk about the actual politics, you just like, okay, how are we going to change things? Now I know Georgia's going through a phase with the Brian Kemp thing, and then you got this abortion stuff with the women, and they have all these ads with Stacey Abrams. This is a consent talk year. See, this is the year and the era that's going to change. You're going to be challenged. Now, you do see women in the chat room challenge these dudes, but the dudes that are anti women, y'all better be careful because they're going to try to do some shit in Google and YouTube, and they've been taken over, but they're going to make some changes next year if she wins this election this year in Georgia. I know she's going to win because Kemp didn't do shit with the healthcare. He's what's wrong. He's like the Trump. Anybody that's pro Trump or anything, you out of here. And I've noticed that lately, and what I just read earlier with the news articles and things like that. People are not playing around. They're tired. The reset, and I said last week, the great reset is in full effect and it's here. And I heard the replay of that stream, and I sounded excellent, and that sounded great because I felt like it needed to be said. It needed to be said. And I was using I think a different microphone at the time. So and I sounded good and sounded with clarity and smooth, and I like it. But I ain't using it again. That's just like for backup. I love it. It's like one of my go tos, but might use it on a panel if y'all want to ask, and just keep it pushing. And I just keep it at that. But normally I just don't really get into it as much with most people, and they just like, hey, there they are. So when you see stuff like this all the time, most people they just like, okay, we hear all the time. And when I talked about the Great Reset, I was talking about the things that you're seeing, the changes now. You see in the political stuff, you see in governor races right now, especially in Georgia. It's one of the biggest. That will stay Biden's maintained dominance in office. And the reason I will say Abrams is going to win the abortion shit and the consent politics. So women got to say now than ever. They always have been. So men ain't got shit to say now. If they're not doing anything with their communities, you're obsolete. So you pretty much in it for the long haul. So you got to be careful what you're listening to online, and you can't take this stuff for granted because you got a fanboy call himself the Sneak God or Sneeko or whatever. It's got those talking points, and those talking points ain't gonna last forever. You know what I'm saying? I'm just letting y'all know something real quick. If you get into that stuff, be careful because they're looking at content like that long term. So it's pretty much it. I got my go tos and whatever. It is what it is. Let's go on, Lewis. Yeah, let's go on, man. Salute, salute. And it's just like, is it happening right now? Because I think some things you just got to be mindful of. Things are changing. And I ain't gonna say politics is more relevant or not. I'm just saying is political ideologies more relevant or they're a thing in the past. To me, I think they're a thing in the past. People don't really care. And at least I dropped knowledge on them for y'all last year, and I had to drop those. That's the stuff I want to talk about. If some young person want to research and I give them the actual shit and other sources, you can check my streams out. And if you want to if it's educational, you like it, go ahead. I got the historical stuff to back it up too. That stuff always exists. I just want the concepts to be right. You know what I'm saying? Like I want y'all to understand that this stuff did exist back in the day. Even when I broke down utilitarianism that birthed the ideological liberalism that y'all see today, modern liberalism of the world. The concept of liberalism has always existed in the Roman culture, but it has a utilitarian concept or the Epicureanism concept, and I broke that down as well. I talked about Epicureanism myself. I did. I got a playlist of that. I believe it's a playlist. I'm gonna see if it's a playlist or not. I mean, I'm not really tripping or anything, but I got some on something. So yeah, do I got one on Epicureanism? I'm trying to see if I did. No. Did I have a playlist? No, I don't think I have a playlist. Oh shit. Ugh. Fuck. Fuck. Black Bill, Black Bill talks. Yeah. Yada 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 da 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 da. Let's check my utilitarianism series. I think I have it there. Yes, if you check the utilitarian playlist, it's got I did part one of those, and then I did part two. Those are like pre-records or whatever, or pre-recorded live, or not pre-records. I think those are self live streams. They were short. Then and then Black Pill Talk of that. I did 2 hours of that one as well. Also did one open discussion and things like that. Utilitarianism versus deontology. You know what I'm saying? I did that one. And it's just I just breaks them down. The pros and cons of utilitarianism. I've already gave y'all that in the pre-record on the cell phone. So it's pretty much I've done something. So it is there for the taking. It's there for the taking. You know, if you want to look at content like mine's all the time. So normally you see me talk about things like that, and I'm just like, okay, the greatest happiness of the greatest number and the greatest concept of ever. You know, you see this stuff when we talk about it. That's an important thing, and that's an important gesture. So basically, I'm just like, look here, we here now, and stuff like this happens all the time. So I'm not really frustrated by it. You know what I'm saying? Like I've understand that this stuff matters to certain people. And I'm just like, we here. I'm just like, I'm just gonna go here for now. But but I gotta get used to this shit. I can't wait till I get the old version of this on the actual Xbox tomorrow. I don't know when it's gonna come. They say it's gonna come this tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. And I'm gonna have some fun. I'll explain to y'all what I mean by that tomorrow. I think the San Andreas, the original version, I think it's a platinum hit. So I ordered that from eBay. I couldn't find that game anywhere. The original version. I got the one from PlayStation, it's the greatest hits, but I also got the platinum hits. I just ordered that a couple of days ago. And I'm glad I made that purchase. I said, you know why? Because since I'm playing Definitive, let me get the original one so I can have that, and so I can finish the Definitive Edition series. And I'll give you my summary on that on Sunday. But it's pretty much I'm just gonna get down to it. So I'll talk about it Thursday. That's something good to talk about. So I explained that to y'all tomorrow with my progress support about the whole game, what they changes. I think the gameplay is mediocre. I don't think it's the same as the old one. I prefer the class, but this new one is just mediocre. I don't care about the graphics. He's trying to sell you that GTA 5 shit, but do know GTA 6 is going back to the old style of DLC like the GTA 4 figures, even numbers. What's going on? What's going on, Degenerate? What's going on, man? He said, "What's your gamer tag?" Psst, I think you can find it. I think it has 360. I think it's Claps on 360. You can find it. I think that's me. Yeah, but yeah, I got those. But I'll talk about it tomorrow. I'll give you my progress report. I'm actually trying to end this import export. I think the second board of it. The third board is gonna be a little interesting. I'm gonna hold that and do Mike Torino probably tonight. See like that. Cause I'll be on it for like, I'll wait till it gets to the 2 hour mark. I'm gonna cut this it's kind of short because I'm gonna get ready for tomorrow because that's gonna be like a 3 hour stream. So I can get time to talk to y'all. So I can go over tomorrow because Thursday is one of them days because we're at the Fado weekend. Is like my weekend is like Friday. What they will say Friday and then Saturday, the seventh day. Those are that's like a weekend to me. Sunday is like I'm focused on content. So I'll be on the prowl too. I'll be on the prowl too. So don't you worry. But no screenshots tomorrow. But there'll be the other Thursday, next Thursday, not this Thursday, but the next Thursday coming up. Tomorrow's Thursday. You ain't gonna see no screenshots. You'll see it next Thursday. Talk about some more niggas. I want to talk about something different. What I've seen is obvious conversation. I'm looking, and I'll hold them back for Thursday, and then they'll release on the 40 minute mark, and we're gonna start talking. It's pretty much it. So it's just what it is, man. Like I've really felt like me talking about this right now, politics aside and ideologies aside, this is important. I mean, is it more relevant than ever? Because you can have conversations about real things and just going on. What's going on, man? What's going on? What's going on, Mike? But it's like the stuff that I talk about, I break down those fragments for y'all, and I'm just like, look, this is the stuff that I've been wanting to say for a long time because I never did political content like this extensively like that in the beginning of this channel. I just want to keep it that way because the historical stuff that was the conscious community shit. We was going at it, ideology based off ideology, schools of thought. But once you start studying the actual shit, like I'm doing now, I'm in that phase. But when you read a lot of books and read a lot of things and see and experience things and dealing with people and debating people publicly, it wasn't like no debate team and then just all break rooms and alone, you see the things that's going on right now. So yes, everything is very political at this point, but I believe some things can change over time. So you see this stuff a lot of times that people just want to be responding to in the response. So I know that everybody else knows that the stuff that's going to be here long term, right? So that's just the thing. I understand that people are just going to be ready for it. So yeah, I'll talk about it. But I know people's doing their thing and being busy. So, as what I'm saying, like that's the stuff that I talk about normally because politics is basically, you learn the ideologies, you study it, you practice it, and you actually live by what you say and those concepts. You put it into practice, not just voting. Voting is one aspect, but actually practicing what you're saying and then help others around you. Because I try to be I'm a little conservative of my life too. I'm not really that liberal. I'm not really that loose and friendly like that. No, I'm not isolationist type person because most liberals, a lot of people think they're caring all that. No, they're isolationists deep down. Some of them do care, and then you got the majority of them don't care because it's different levels of different types of liberals. They do live a lavish life. Let's just keep it real. It's just they ain't gonna tell you that. They trust that they say they're the poor people. That's not true. They got money. That's why they want small shit. They don't want no big shit. They pretend they want big shit, but in reality, they want the small shit. They understand conservatives pretend they want small shit, but actually they want the big shit. They want to control everything. They want to conserve the so-called country and freedoms and right to bear arms type shit. But we ain't gonna get into that argument because people are sensitive. And I'll say some shit like that publicly, and then people cannot handle the truth that I'm talking about. So it's pretty much you just saying what you're saying is all along. So because it's an hour in, so we're pretty much I'm gonna I'm gonna turn that bad boy down just for a minute. Wait till it gets to hour and I'll say 30 minutes and I'll switch. So as I can tell, people are gonna be who they are. Got my little tie here. I'm on a darker tone right now. So what's up? What's up? And some people they just gonna be who they are, man. And just this is what it is. Oh, I gotta get this. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, your boy's on the Pineapple Show, one of my mods. We're gonna talk about it. Yeah, yeah. But he's on the Pineapple Show. But y'all know who he is. Salute to him though. Salute to him though. That man is brave. He coming with hella game right now. So yeah, old girl looking at him like he said, "This boy crazy," and she feeling him though. She feeling him. Yeah, I had to get that. 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 But it's pretty much it. But you know, yeah, y'all know who's on he's on the panel right now. But he's one of my mods. But yeah, salute to him, man. That's a brave soul. We're gonna talk about him next week. We're gonna talk about him next Thursday. So you know what, why he did that. You know, and that's bold of him. It's no shot at him, no shot at him. But I'm just saying. But I'm gonna hear the rest of the shit too, because tonight, because I'm on the prowl tonight. I'm on my bullshit tonight. You know, I gotta look into some shit. So, you know, because we are talking about politics and is it relevant or not? But yeah, it's little political things going on because women's got the power in the political seat. Because as you can tell by Stacey Abrams, these ads I've been seeing on YouTube, I mean, like, oh my God, they really going hard, man. Like, you dudes that be doing these panels that are, I'm not saying anti women or manosphere or red pill or whatever. Y'all just better be careful because they're going to look at y'all as terrorists. These women can say that. They'll say some shit. They're terrorists. Ah, you know, they'll say some dumbass shit like that. Just be careful. Be careful who you have on your shit. And I don't think it's what you say on your content. I think on panels. If you have women on your panels, I'm telling you, it's a secret. If a woman on your panels, now mine's safe. It ain't. I ain't vicious towards them. Shouts to Leticia. She did a great job last Thursday. A little choppy on the end. I got to fix that every now and then. Prepared. I think it was uh my microphone done tweaked out and it gets a little buzzy and I have to unhook it and all that and I have to keep it straight. I have to recharge and the interface can act up like that. So I'll get that addressed tomorrow. It ain't gonna happen again. I'm gonna sound smooth as a whistle. Once you have two channels, you just do your thing. So yeah. But again, this stuff it matters. I mean, you got the stuff that you're talking about, but they just hounded up, you know, fellas just gotta be careful. This stuff can come back to bite you. So they on the move because I told you this is the year changes is here, and they gonna make changes till like next year. This it ain't gonna start until next year. See, this year they just letting y'all getting your shit off. Next year it's gonna be certain things that y'all can't say or what or whatever. It depends what's going on in the next election because 2 years from now it's gonna be a totally different country. It's just gonna be a totally different country. I think more women's gonna run for president versus the men because the men is being obsolete and there you are. Nobody cares about it anymore. So it'd be funny if I be debating women about politics. I'll just bring up facts and I don't even have to argue with them. And I think men will probably stick together ever before. That's probably going to be the future. But I hope. Well, I ain't gonna say I hope. Hope is not even a thing. I not going to be shocked or hope or anything happens. I don't believe in hope. I'm just saying this stuff will can happen anytime, any soon. So tomorrow's never promised. Be sure be sure you're on it and things about it's just going to be who it is. But again, this stuff is pretty much normal now. And I'm just like, you know, someone said she likes him. Of course she likes him. Of course. Someone said in the conversation over old girl's channel, yeah, yeah, he's flowing right now. I'm not gonna get into it, but you know, I gotta dial back and see that. I might have to see the replay of this too. But I'm still watching the stream because if he does come back, it'll be like that. They hating on dude in the chat. But salute to him, man. He did his thing because I got the screenshot. Everybody said, "Did that nigga get the screenshot?" Hell yeah, I got the screenshot. Hell yeah, I got it. And he said, "I hope we all voting for Biden next election." I don't know about that. I don't think he's gonna run or the Republicans. No, it's gonna be a different election. I think women's running. Democrats ain't got nobody. Republicans ain't got nobody. Biden's too old. I don't think he's doing one term. I don't know where you get that from. Ain't nobody voting for his ass. I voted for him. I think I'll admit, I'll tell you, I voted for him this 2 years ago because out of necessity, I didn't care for Trump. I didn't vote for Trump for the first time or the other time because I knew he was gonna lose regardless. He was gonna win by default, and then the other time he was gonna lose. Yeah, I know you was kidding. I know you was kidding, but still, he ain't. He's done. I know you was probably kidding because I was like, "You kidding me, dude? Ain't gonna. He'll give that off." So it's pretty much. I hear, oh God, you got people coming in. Thank y'all, thank y'all. Shit, normally niggas still got it. I still got these streams on lot. So yeah, I'm gonna keep going because I got 2 hours on the way. I got time, so the 30 minutes I'm gonna switch, and then I'm just gonna sound clear on the other one, but take this one off the channel because I'm just gonna get some my flow on with the dart. So it's pretty much yeah. But shouts out to my boy Fighter, man. He's up there handling this hole up here. We're gonna talk about that shit. Well, I'm gonna watch the rest of it after I get done with this shit because it's gonna be 2 hours in. So it's pretty much it. But the politics part, like I said, women are taking over. They take over every aspect of everything. So you got to be prepared for the political stuff. Things how the conversation is gonna change because everything's political in this realm. I mean, they're already separate apart. I think I saw Big Boy's interview with Corey Holcomb. He said they ain't looking for love and relationships, but there's some politics behind it too, because money and lawyer fees and things like that you got to watch. That stuff is got to be mindful of it, and that's just what it is. And I'm just saying, hey, that's just how it is, man. But yeah, man. Yeah, I might have to watch the replay of this shit because I don't think she was what she said with old boy fighter because I had to look at that because I was on a live stream when that shit happened. But I watch the rest of it. If he does come back up there, I gotta watch the rest of it because I want to see. After this stream, I'm gonna check that out because I was on the. I got the screenshot and explain what, and then I'll back up what he was saying to old girl. She I think she's been on there before. I don't know because Melly's the new KS. We already know that, and there's political thing behind it too because they want someone like that on the TV show because it's interconnected. Once you get into the political field, you don't stop what you're doing. You just keep doing what you're doing. So I'm not really worried about people not caring about the process. You just got to go out there and do your thing, and then just I'm not saying hope for the best, but just be mindful what's going on. Because this stuff is very real. Because they're censoring everybody around the internet. You already see it on Twitter. My man, Daquan Wiltshire, the DSG little community he's got. And he was saying some shit. They just didn't want to hear it. But that's Twitter for you. Twitter's always been broken. That's where the niggas hang out. But Twitter's always been broken. I don't say nothing to them motherfuckers because they're weird as hell. That's why Twitter's so fucking weird. It's still ass backwards liberal. It's not conservative. It's still liberal. Just as bad as Instagram. They pretend they're conservative. No, no, conservatives is not welcome in Twitter, especially Facebook. And it's backfiring as we speak, and people are not fucking with it. They got other sites. That's why they fucking with TikTok and all. Well, I wouldn't consider OnlyFans a thing. OnlyFans is a joke. That's a porn site. But TikTok, I thank God I ain't fucking with that TikTok shit. I'm not even on this shit. If you're on TikTok, man, something wrong. They banning people too. That's getting broken. You see what I'm saying? It ain't gonna last. If Google starts buying it, everything dies. After that, say goodbye to the internet. Say goodbye to that. Y'all can't do shit. So you're losing credibility as we speak. So what we're saying is, are these ideologies, are they relevant or they're a thing of the past? To me, I say they're a thing of the past because no one really believes in them. They just go on their own merit, and it's gonna be anarchy and then chaotic. I told y'all last year what totalitarianism equals in other countries, and then this country's headed to anarchy in its purest form and nihilistic behaviors that they got. It's very destructive. I'll talk about that extensively in the future, because that's a future stream I will do a Wednesday stream I'll definitely go into about nihilism as a whole. I might talk about more about that extensively in a world system. Can nihilism work? I think it can because it's a stoic like system, but it's very, very extreme. So yeah, let's see what he says. He said, I definitely don't think we can handle Kamala cackling. He said, I ain't a poverty hungry trip. Hers ain't for the people. She put innocent brothers in prison. Oh yeah, that's a whole yeah. That's a whole nother that's a whole nother topic. He said we all fucked. Oh, okay. But it's just the stuff that I hear all the time. Because I look at the politics from actual aspects. I mean, some ideologies they do suffice, but then you got some that just outdated. Because to me, conservatism, what it is now, it ain't what it was for me. I'll say about 5 years ago and prior. It's just I don't know where it's gone, but you do have it online. People on live streams talking about ideologies and stuff. I was talking about it last year and put my 2 cents in because from 2 years ago, everybody was arguing about that. And I thought it was basically who's real conservative, not who's actually doing the work. At least I participate in the election process. I'm not one of those people that don't vote. I vote for the reason I don't vote is for certain political reasons. Because if I don't see a candidate I like, I just don't vote at all. Now, if I vote, it's going to be something that's going to work for, I wouldn't say for the country, but it's going to be work for a system that works. But our people, they just don't want to deal with that. You already know that because they stuck on the past and they get stuck real hard, and there they are. Yeah, let me turn this up over here, and I'm gonna turn this down. Yeah, because mostly, as you're seeing now, I'm gonna set this over here. Set my other boy over here. I'm gonna put this little thing on the rise. So I'm gonna get one line today. Get crystal clear today. So pretty much it. So we see it for what it is, and he said no longer exists. Right, 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 right. I know what you mean, and it's just like one thing I can say. It ain't gonna be so long that people are gonna have different beliefs, and I'm seeing it for what it is. I mean, yeah, women are taking over, but it's a good thing about it. What I'm seeing this Georgia election with Stacey Abrams and Kemp, and those ads. Oh, that's for real. I was saying that last year that she may win this by, I ain't gonna say it by a landslide. I'm not gonna try to jinx it, but I believe she can because most of them Kemp supporters, remember he used to have Trump on his side, but since he went against Trump, don't be surprised they'll vote for the black woman in there because it's always gonna be some conspiracy why she got in there. Well, you already know the men done lost credibility. See, they're divided over that shit, and then Republicans they never support that conservatism shit. I've told y'all about Barry Goldwater and the what his belief was. Modern Republicans, moderate, are usually liberal. They want small shit. A lot of people say they want big shit, but technically they want small shit. They don't even believe in the left. They already got the I ain't gonna say rainbow community, but the alphabet community, the LBGT people. No hate over here. I'm just saying, but this is their little thing, and they always on their party as well. And the reason they in those parties, they need money and protection. So let's just keep it real. You already seeing rock stars censoring half of their stuff. They've been censoring their games since GTA 4. Because you go back to 3D era games, the video game itself, that company has changed. Um, it's still gonna be a violent video game company. It's just gonna be it started censoring in the HD era, like GTA 4. You can tell by certain satires. Yeah, they mentioned the stock market crash, but you can't talk bad about that group. And you can tell in number 5, same thing. Number six, it's the same thing. Only difference is they're gonna have some satire jokes. They just don't want it extreme picking on black folks, I would say. Because it's a money making thing. Since they made $1 billion on that one game, not just the online feature before the online, they made a lot because of the switchable characters and things like that. And guess how I found out about San Andreas? They made like $22.5 million, and the handheld ones like the Liberty City stores and Vice City stores made 5 million, cheaper than $10 million that LCS. And I'm watching on the thing, but it's on muted, and that shows you right there the pricing of the 3D era. A lot of other games that came out before San Andreas was not on high numbers. I think Vice City was the second biggest, but San Andreas was probably the biggest. It had some political satire in it. So yeah, a lot of stuff is changing. And now they adding women as their main protagonists. You put politics into it, the world's changing, man. Like nobody wants to hear the rhetoric of men complaining about females 95% of the time. It's just it gets tiring after a while because women gonna get tired of hearing it and they can remove you off this platform. All platforms are getting like that as well. So I'm seeing it from Twitter as most. I don't say nothing no more because men fucked up and they need to combat this soon as they can. Because this stuff is gonna get out of hand in the future. So I'm just letting y'all know this shit is not gonna stop till things get better. So I'm gonna go on mute for a minute so I can get this thing wrapped up. All right. Yeah, I'm back at it again. But it's pretty much what you see right now, because I got my stuff in the way. Make sure I'm out here talking. I put the other one up. Yeah, I talked to that one. Ain't much to say. I had to get a little dark. I always use two on here. The other one I just use one and I start talking to y'all. Yeah. I ain't gonna put my other one on there. That's when I get in participation and shit like that. So with this one, I'm just gonna be like, hey, you know, that's just part of the business in the world that we see today. And the reason I named this title what it is, are they really the thing in the past when people talk about it because it was something, or it's just are they more relevant today? Can it stand up? To me, like they're just like bygone ages, man. Like I'm telling you, I'm gonna make a series out of this one because I don't know. This may be a part two or not. I probably may not make a part two out of this because this is just a one time thing. Because I believe are they a thing? To be honest with you, I think they really a thing of the past because most people just don't buy into it like they used to. Because I hear a lot of conversations, not just panels and personally years ago, people just got tired. Before the pandemic came, yeah, it was a thing of the past because people are just not buying it. It's there. That's what I mean by the Great Reset. People are not playing around, man. They just waiting on y'all to fuck up, and then there you are, and that's it. See, they take their good ass time. All these people take their good ass time to wait and get you up out of there. He said, "I'm a recovering Democratic and a conservative now." Interesting. It's a possibility. I highly doubt it. You may have a gay president. You may have that. I believe that. Back in the day, left and right parties united. Now it's like Bloods and Crips with vibe. To be honest with you, left and right is a myth to me. I never bought into it. I used to believe that when I was probably about 14 and on down. Once I got to be 15 and up, that shit is all fake. They all one and the same because they use that to crush one side, but they never talk about right wing fascism. But we ain't gonna get into that. So right and left wing to me it doesn't exist. I just use them as catch-alls when people say those arguments. I get what you're saying. Yeah, they're pretty much the same. I wouldn't compare them to Bloods and Crips. Bloods and Crips are fucking degenerates. They if they was smart back in '92, they would have had this whole planet right now. But they fucked up because they got controlled by the top and the CIA. But I ain't gonna get into that because drugs destroy these gangs. They had promises. You go back in the day what the original was, and then it just shows you what else. And you see it in video games like San Andreas was the biggest one. Showed the politics in the game, but the theme of that game was about corruption. It was talking about crash. Yeah, it talks about vehicles and everything else, stealing car, all that. That's cool, but the theme is when the cops are in the game, it's called corruption. Every story in every series you play talks about corruption in politics. You gotta understand that's how the world works. And I get what people are saying that you will see that in the future. Well, you see there's gonna be a female protagonist like a Bonnie and Clyde thing in the new Grand Theft Auto game. Then the next one, the president will be female. I don't think it's gonna be trans, but we ain't gonna get into that. That ain't gonna happen. They'll rather have the actual same sexual person that's a lesbian or the man that's going with another man. Different. That's not gonna be easy. But it really is gonna show this country's hand. I don't think they're gonna do that. They don't want to risk that. They have to sneak it in first, and then it's okay. But I'll give it like another 3 to 4 years. They'll push it out there, but it ain't gonna be the next president. No, it ain't gonna win. I'll tell you a secret why they don't win. Because number one, look how they did Andrew Yang. If you got a nice crowd, it's gonna be hijacked by somebody else. It's a pattern with them, and it's usually you see this all the damn time, and people just bought into the bullshit. So yeah, it's just it is what it is because everybody's get angry like why is this person won all this stuff. Well, you gotta understand that's how the political game works. That's how the process works. It's a process to everything. So you're pretty much in the same realm what's going on and whatnot, right? That's just the thing about me. When I look at these political aspects, you just get into it and just be like, hey, we here. We here, because Wednesday night is one of those nights, like, when you talk about politics, it's a perfect night to talk about it because, because I could talk about it Monday, Tuesday, whatever. But when you get in this field and understanding what people is going through, the stuff is going to be imaginable all the way around. And that's just bottom line. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's so used to me with StreamYards and all that. Yeah. But that's different. That's different, he said, Bruce. And that's different. That's in sports. Politics is different. That ain't gonna happen. That's gonna be 3 to 4 years down the road. That's gonna happen. The only way that person will ever win it, he has to have a co-sign. What's going on, Mace? Salute, salute. They said we need law enforcement. All law enforcement is dead. Only thing law enforcement can do is they clean up their act first. I think, do we need our own law enforcement? Absolutely, but I don't trust the law enforcement of this country. It's been done. I lost respect half of these motherfuckers anyway because they on that drug shit. Till they get away from that drug war shit, yeah, this country will be a lot better. But it ain't gonna happen. We too stupid. It's like these niggas talking about sex all day, and that's the problem. That's a great distraction. All they're gonna do is the same shit all day. Now I understand Kuda does his thing with the game stuff. I'm not hating on him. Shouts out to Kuda because Kuda living his life as he should. He's a podcast entertainer. That's what he is. I'm not gonna go against that. That's his content. I'm not gonna judge none of it because I'm learning. I respect people that do real content. I'm not gonna lie. I watch it. I just don't watch it much as a should. I'm distracted by this the stuff that I'm seeing on my threading, and I'll get around to watch this shit, and I'll do that, be respectful, and all that stuff. It is what it is, man. It happens. It happens. You get caught up doing your content. It's just like it gets crazy at the end of the day. So Excuse me. But that's the stuff that you got to hear. And ain't 2 hours in. And it's just like, yeah, he's a or her, yeah. But that's the stuff that you got to understand something. I'm just like looking at it like this. People going to look at what they're going to look at. And that's just how we see fit. So, yeah, I'm watching this little show from distance, but it's like pretty much, I'm not surprised. Oh, excuse me. I'm just getting some education and just look at how you niggas done fell apart. And that's just like, and let me tell you something, but that's what niggas get distracted. They get distracted by the vagina. So it is pretty much it. And I'm just talking about it what it is, but you got the host throwing off weird questions and try to dictate what's on the panels and stuff. And I understand that. See, that's y'all's new so-called godfather or godmother, whatever you want to call it. She's a failed everything, but she's trying to get this niche off the ground. So that life says she ain't gonna be the future. No, she is the future. If she keep doing this and camming up more, she's gonna get people. Everybody else is just trash at this point. She's got it because people fuck with her heavy, and she's consistent. Content's gonna be what it is, and people gotta understand. But if they did some political content, it won't sell well for the advertisement. I'll tell you why. It don't sell well because if your views are different from theirs, it's a little biased. Now I understand that Wacky said it's like the left and right here, like Rumble. I agree with him. You got a lot of right wingers in Rumble, and Rumble's falling apart already. But here's a secret about Rumble, that site. You have to have their label to be advertised. Here is more like a selective so-called left, and really ain't. It's more fascist. It's different. The only difference is it's got more restrictions than the other one. The other one has light restrictions. So you're in limbo to see what's what as an option. You know what I'm saying? Because most times people be on YouTube, they just look at other shit and they don't look at this type of content or even mine. People suck. Let us all be who we are. Who cares about pronouns? He said, "Let's go, bacon." I don't think he understands. Okay, yeah, I think you new to my channel, man. Yeah, this person's obviously new. I haven't seen you before, but it's pretty much. We'll see. But like I said, and I say it again, like we're gonna be here and just gonna be talking about the concepts of the political atmosphere that I was saying. I was saying this stuff last year, and I told them, look, you gotta be politically active, and you have to actually go out there and participate and go against it, and then have your own beliefs or whatever, and have your own little group. And I kind of was participating with certain individuals' panels. I said that 2 years ago as well, and I still stand on that. It's just a lot of bullshit happened. We got sidetracked with the game versus non-game shit that kind of drug us down to the mud a little bit. And they try to say it's a little war. It ain't no war. It ain't shit. Niggas is on some retarded shit. You let these hoes win. They won twice in 2 years. To let y'all know that they won twice in 2 years. Y'all ain't did anything, but and Daquan said something very valuable. He said niggas are gonna fuck anything. He said you can't trust them. They always gonna cheat in a relationship. Of course they are. And then he said something about, you know, I disagree with him on the women not cheating. No, both sides cheat all the time. But if you allow that, he said you should stay with. He said with one woman, most dudes can't, and see that's the problem. And he said it's not all men. He was trying to correct this person, say it's not all, but no, it is all majority niggas because y'all losing. And that's why shouts out to Ramil and Ty City exposing you niggas for what you are. you're showing your fucking hand. So y'all don't be around as much. And he's absolutely right. Experience trumps beliefs. But he showed me if he shows me pictures of his evidence, I get quiet. So y'all got to forgive me how I think like that half of the time. Half the time I always thought like this. I just got to put it in a format that to give y'all the knowledge that I'm gonna give y'all. So yeah, I'm consistent about the political talk. I still talk about it. I don't talk about it as much I should, but my history streams, they're taking a backseat for a reason because most people they just gonna look at it and be like, it is what it is. His gender identity label. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. My apologies. Yeah. I mean, hey, if he wants to be that person, hey, it is what it is. You know, I mean, good luck, but he's gonna take that risk. I mean, your child. I don't know if this is a female or whatever, but here we go. But we'll see. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's I can't speak on that, but all I know is from experience. I think I'll give you a secret. In this state, it's very accepting of that. Outside of Atlanta, don't let them tell you that it's in Atlanta. No, 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 no. They don't accept them like that. And what's his name? What's that guy that's on YouTube? His name is Lee Hampton. He used to live in Atlanta for 30 plus or more years. He said, and I think he was on the other side. I think he was gay. He said he was gay too. He was open about it. He said, most of the men from the Midwest, he told me, they come here to die, especially when they're drinking and driving these parties and people that don't love them. Yeah, that happens. And that's very true. And then I think I served someone when I was a barista, and there was a couple and they try to live in this state like, well, they're better off living outside Atlanta. You have normal lives, but Atlanta's more divided because you got different ones coming from the Bay Area and New York and all over the place. But Midtown, they do kill each other. I mentioned this on the self last year. I don't think you was here for that. This was like, was it last year? I said it last year, and this year I said that they do kill each other. I mentioned that one of my oldest outside streams, and that's common when you live in a state like this. You got a lot of people that's overcrowded want to live here, and the tax rate is 5%. I said it's gonna go up. I highly doubt it's gonna go up because you got too many snobbish, narcissistic billionaires and millionaires live here, determine what's what over here. So I ain't gonna get into that, and it's a combination of a lot of things. But if your child is happy, I mean, there's other places he could be happy too. I mean, Obama freed that shit. We already know that. But if he's in GA, he's protected. If they say anything about any of that whole group, you get a lawsuit. That's very common in the city of Atlanta, but actually in the state of Georgia. So you got to be careful. They're protected like a motherfucker. So I'm not going to even try it unless it's a situation and there it is. I'm just going to leave them be, especially if they're trans or whatever. But we ain't going to get into that. That's a whole nother topic on that. I'm not pro that. I'm not pro them either because the pedophilia shit. But we ain't gonna get into that because that's a whole can of worms. I'm not gonna attack them like that. No, 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 no. I'm just gonna leave it alone because that's the culture that people are accepting. So you got to move on, and it's nothing we can do about it. As men today, I'll say in this country, it's nothing we can do about it because especially in the state of Georgia, it's very pro the other side. A lot of people try to say it's right, but no, 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 no. Live here for decades, and I agree with Lee Hampton was saying. He lived here more than I have. It's very, it's very. Oh, you're in northern Nevada. Interesting. Yeah, in Georgia. Yeah, yeah. That's I read your old comment. Yeah, in Georgia. Yeah, it's very accepting. It's very accepting. They try to lie and try to say it's a city. No, 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 no. Much as I lived here, it's very common in the whole state. So I don't say nothing no more. And you're in northern Nevada. Northern Nevada. Interesting. Interesting. That's yeah, Nevada. I can say half of the West Coast. Yeah, I say that. You got the West Coast, you got the South. Do that all the time, so it's pretty much the same. So and that's what you got. He said my family is in Birmingham, Alabama. Okay, interesting. Okay, so your people's from the South. That makes sense. So you said I'm in Northern Nevada. Oh, you're in the West Coast. Okay, so your time. Okay, the time over here is 10:10 right now. 10:10 right now, and I'll say 9 Central Time where I'm originally from, Tennessee. Okay. It's 7:10 where you at. Okay. 17 where you at. Pacific. I know it's Pacific time. It's 7:10 where you at. So that's a difference. I know Mountain Time's 8:10, but I think Nevada's Pacific time, I believe. Yeah, you're 17. Oh, that's early. Shit. You got the whole night. If I was on the West Coast live stream, hell, I would stream for 4 fucking hours. I wouldn't give a shit. But I'm on the East Coast and it's 10:10. I got things to do. Yeah, 7:10 here. Yeah, yeah. Just like I say, yeah. Let me tell you something. I have some West Coast people follow me on this channel. Not that many. Not that many. It's I have some. Most of my subscribers come from overseas. They're ahead of time, and some of them the East Coast, and middle, plenty in the South. But in Georgia, people try to say it's like outside of Atlanta. They said it's straight. That's not true. It's not true. I had experienced that in '09. That's far from it. It's more like it's a mix of the West Coast because you got a lot of West Coast people in here and mix of New York and everything else because Georgia has been integrated. I would say since I've came down in '07 in Atlanta, that was usually it integrated even outside of Atlanta. And that shit's wild to me. And you do have snobbish, narcissistic billionaires. I'm not gonna get into that. That's a whole nother worms. I can speak on that bullshit from my experience where I've dealt with them in the workplace. That got on my nerves. I had to cut that shit loose. Thank God I got rid of that job. That job was just terrible. It wasn't trying to make me no manager or nothing. I ain't got time for that. That's a whole nother spiel if y'all ask me about the workforce. The workforce is just a joke. It's a racket end of the day because if you're not getting paid for it, like, what's the point? What's the point? 30 miles from Reno. Interesting. I think Shaka Nulu's from Nevada too. I know he's originally from LA, but he's from Nevada too. From Savannah. Oh yeah, my father's been to Savannah. I ain't been to Savannah. I've been to Macon. Yeah, Georgia's still the same. It ain't gone nowhere. My nephew lives there. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, it's a lot of. I've had some people say they used to live in Georgia. It's a minute. I want to ask the ones that lived here longer than me. I mean, Lee Hampton. He's the only one I know on YouTube talks about it. I kind of co-sign it. Everybody else is just, they right around the years I've been here or less. I can't listen to them. I gotta listen to somebody that's been here way longer and understand the state very well. Because that helps me out if I'm intending to live here long term. If money is good here, they say it is, but hey, it's a hassle, but it's a risk. You take it. But was I if I was in my 20s, did I want to living on the West Coast? Absolutely. Then something changed my mind. I said, "Oh hell no!" They taxing the hell out of you. It's $10, and then shit's collapsing over there. Oh hell no! Y'all can have that. Only place if I were to live in the West Coast, it would be somewhere like a Nevada or Vegas, because Vegas is a sports town. I said Colin Cowherd was saying that's a sports town, which is true. Gambling and all the other shit. But there's other places better than Las Vegas is. Reno, like the person said in the chat, and it's pretty much not bad places. Just got to make it work. That's the thing. If you want to live somewhere, you got to make that shit work. And then you gonna prosper, and then people fuck with you. You have natural talent. They're gonna be there, right at your doorstep. So I'm just looking at it for what it is. And then you got people over here tripping about not meeting people here. Hell, there's a lot of people you meet here. Then you travel and then you meet them and then you get an idea how they are in America and things like that. But that's a whole nother spiel on that. I can talk about my political stuff all day, but politics and I mean political ideologies, do it really matter? I say it does in a certain extent, but I don't think it matters. I think it's a thing of the past. I mean, people just give up on it. They really just move on and think other things because you got different ones coming out every year, and it depends. I don't think they really care. Quiet is kept. It's 2 hours. Yeah, it did. It did came from Georgia. Yeah. Oh, it's 2 hours. Woo. It's a long time. I'm glad. Appreciate y'all coming through, man. Like, I gotta cut this short because tomorrow I'll be here tomorrow around the same time, 8:15 Eastern time. I'm gonna extend it longer because I know people are gonna come in because I know people's on the coast late. Because I gotta watch this bullshit with the new KS. But shout out to everybody, Big J, everybody, Bacon, Degenerate, Lewis, UD, Tampa. Tampa's always a regular. Shouts out to him. Keep up the good work, Tampa. Oh, peace. Peace. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's a family man right there. Yeah, so with that, that it's just a brief topic I want to talk about, just something in the political arsenal. So I'll be here tomorrow at 8:15, and we'll talk about some extra shit, personal shit, and current events, and I'll get into the nitty gritty and the little aspects of what's going on around the world. So with that, I want to say peace and shalom, and I'm out. Y'all have a good one, and most high bless. Stay safe